Hi guys, so this is MAHEK VASA and today I am going to make this video along with my team members Yash Modi and Dhwani Jain, and we are simply explaining how to go about Moot competitions and how to prepare for it and what are the basic necessities that you have to keep it in your mind while you do it. But at the same time, I really want to say that there is no right way to go about it. So this video is simply something that works for us in general, and that is the whole point. We are sharing that today with you all. I hope you all like it. What is a moot court competition? Okay, so first of all, moot court competition is a replica of a real court. Like the cases that go on, it's similar only that two teams instead of two parties. There are two teams who come across and they argue, and the only difference somewhere is that the initial procedure in the real court, that is that you file a complaint, you do you go to the court and etc. So I think that is the only part that is avoided in a moot court competition. It's basically you have a fictional case in your hand, and then you have topics, debatable topics, where you go ahead and present your case, and you have judges in front of you to question you and everything. So basically, moot court competition gives you an insight of how a real court works. I'm going to talk about the most simple thing, the most obvious thing, but the most important thing, that is the fact sheet. So basically, I have divided this into three parts. First of all, how to read a fact sheet. Second of all, once you're done with that, how to research. And third, where to research. So the first thing, how to read a fact sheet. First of all, the very important thing, keep reading the fact sheet n number of times. Jitna baar pad rahe ho na, like you read it once, you discover one more thing, you read it twice, you discover more two things. So like till the end day also you discover some loophole, you discover some important point that you are missing out on. So I think reading the fact sheet again and again really helps you in discovering few things that can help your case or that can make your case stronger. The second thing while you read the fact sheet is make two columns. One, what is important, one, what is not important. So in fact sheet, what happens is there are many useless things also, which are just there to make up a story which has no consequence to your case, and it is not really going to help you to make your arguments. So you delete those things and you mark the important things. So that is the second step you should do for a better understanding. The third step, okay, that will be making a timeline. So when you make a timeline, that is a chain of events, like this date this happened, this date this happened, again, like the same flow. If you make one timeline in like one sheet of paper, it becomes extremely easy for you to understand what is happening, why and when and how is it happening, for you to actually make conclusions out of it, to understand the thing really well. And it not only helps in making not only helps in understanding, but also helps in making your memorial, as well as when you go on further stage and argue orally in the court. It even helps at that point in time. Once you're done with the reading of the fact sheet, the second thing, and really important, okay, so what you do is you sit and figure out what court you're going to go. High court, supreme court, trial court, etc., like whichever court you're supposed to go, you have to make sure that you are very well versed about it. The jurisdiction, original jurisdiction, appellate jurisdiction, like what are you gonna go and say, like what is your locus standi, why have you come here. So those are few important things that you have to always keep in your mind when you read the fact sheet. Once you're well versed, once you're done reading the issues, and once you're well versed with the facts of it, the next thing that you do is you read the issues, the defined issues. So basically, after every fact sheet, you get issues in hand, okay? So, say for example, if there are 3 issues or 4 issues, you always have the liberty to add your own issue, okay? But regardless of that, that's a secondary thing. The primary thing that you're supposed to do is read the issues properly, understand that what they want, like what they want you to argue. If they're saying A and then you go there and you argue B, it doesn't make sense. Under what jurisdiction you are going, which court you are going. So these are few things that you really have to keep in mind while you are reading the facts. So I think that's a lot about how to read the fact sheet and what to keep in mind while you are reading the fact sheet. The second thing that I'm gonna go ahead with is how to research. So first thing. So the first thing, it's a very, very important thing and it makes your work really very easy, okay? So as soon as you get a fact sheet, try and search on internet. Like if there are any, parallel cases going on, it can be either related to your law, the law subjects that you are going to be dealing in the case, or related to the facts, okay? So either of it you can actually go on internet, because most of the moot propositions are with respect to real courts somewhere, like real cases that are going on, just that thoda, it's adless or whatever. So basically, if you're running in luck, you might get some similar type of case, and you can always refer to what's happening in that and all. But so that's one of the things that you should do before actually you start researching. And once you're done with that, also the second thing that you go ahead with is, I think even I was with the impression that you should just go and start reading case laws and everything. But after actually mooting and understanding, you have a very broad subject. Say for a very random example, if your moot court proposition is on suicide or abatement of suicide, so it's a very, very, very broad topic, okay? So now you suddenly go on a case law based on suicide, you're going to get crore, like so many judgments, okay? So in those judgments, how are you going to actually filter and decide that which is the case that's going to help you in your arguments? Ideally, what I do is, like what we as a team do is, we go and read different law journals, and we will take books, like we'll go to the library and different books, like whichever we think that usme ye ho sakta hai, we'll just take it and then we'll read it. And very important, whenever you read and you think that there's one statement that is very good for you, you'll always have a footnote with respect to that. So once you get the footnote, note it, mark it down. So once you mark it down, you can always go to that particular article later, and then you can find more on those lines. So that is the way you actually go about. And so the next thing that you do after finding your case laws is, you sit and you see which your judgment it is it overruled, was it reversed, and if nothing's happened, if it's actually applicable, then which other cases it has been used, and how the court has interpreted it. So it really will help you. So yeah, that's about it, and I think that's all that I had to say about research and fact sheet and everything. The last, I would just say that have your facts straight. Just once you know the facts, you are good to go. Like 50% done. The remaining 50% is also tricky, but I'm sure Yash and Dhwani will make it very easy for you all.